Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Kuat NV Base 2.0 here on our 2014 Ford Edge. So this is going to be an excellent way of getting your two bikes, or even more, to the trailhead. So as it stands, you are going to have a 60-pound capacity rating for this guy, which means it's going to be excellent even getting those heavy e-bikes on here. One thing it's great for as well is getting your carbon frame bikes. As you guys can see, we do have a front tire hold here, making sure we don't bring contact. And with that too, if you guys do have any women's bikes, step-through bikes, kids bikes that might have a hard time with their irregular frames actually being clamped onto with a lot of your traditional frame mounts, we can go ahead and not worry about that. As long as we have one good front wheel to go ahead and secure our bike, we're going to get there in no time, which is excellent. So you are seeing it here today on the Kuat NV Base, which is going to have a matte black. If you guys are wanting to kind of spice it up a little bit or get yourself just a few more features, you could also look at the Kuat NV 2.0. There's going to be a lot of great color options there as well, like the gunmetal gray or the black as you're seeing it. So I'll leave that up to you guys to go ahead and make that decision for yourself. Talking about these cradles though, we do have these guys right here. These front cradles are excellent. I really like the 18C standard groove in there, widen it out for our bigger tires. And one thing with this as well, it does come with one fat tire bike adapter, which can be great. So if you guys do want that, you do have that capability. Plugs and plays up here and gives you a longer strap, which is really nice. Now, I know not a lot of us are going to be using that, but it is still nice to have that capability, and it gives you a little versatility. Talking about versatility, we do have this sliding cradle here at the back, so that makes it really nice for our smaller wheelbases, those little tiny ones, and going all the way out to those 48 inches, which is going to be great for ourselves. Going to have no trouble utilizing that strap to go ahead and hold onto our bikes. And we're definitely going to need a secure hold on them, which we're going to get, because this can actually tilt away from our vehicle while our bikes are still on it. To do that, all I have to do, pull this little lever right here. I can pull that, let this tilt away. Supporting that mast is always key, of course, and that's going to let me get into the back here and open up the back of our Edge, letting us get inside here too, get those coolers, bike helmets, anything else you might need from the inside. This becomes great too for grocery shopping, gas station trips. Not having to unload those bikes is great. Gives you a decent amount of room to work in here too. If I have my bike off, could probably put my boots up here, get them changed out any time if I need to. Really, really like that we have that quick, easy access for ourselves. That way, we can get there and have some fun, right? Which is great. Now, to walk this up is really easy. There's no pins or clips like you guys saw. All I have to do, support the mast. It's going to walk itself up, click back in place. I know I'm locked in, nice and solid there. Really, really easy to do, which is great. Now, before I take the bike off, though, let's go ahead and see how it's interacting here with the back of our Edge. One thing that's great, only our seat's going to be in the way here for us today. Now, our bike's not crazy large, of course, but really not impacting that rear window is excellent. And of course, our taillight's really not getting covered up too bad, which is great. Maybe if you have four bikes, you're going to lose a little bit. Really only on that reverse light is probably where people are going to have issues with your tires getting in the way. And again, really good spacing. That emittance of that light's going to have no trouble letting everybody know exactly where we are. But it's not going to take me too long to actually get the bike off. To do that, I'm going to press right here on that little lever. That's going to release this strip and allow it to go up out of the way. On the inside, you do have a little plastic matting. That's great. I'm sorry, the rubber matting there to go ahead and prevent any kind of damage to your rims, which is really nice. Kuat always doing a great job watching our bikes. Well, we got to do the same. We want to make sure we're holding onto our bike, as this is our last point of contact. We don't want that tilting into our vehicle or ourselves to cause any damage. All I want to do, have a good hold on my bike, press right here on that button. That's going to release my ratcheting arm system and get that out to the side. Grab our bike, and already we're ready to ride, which is great. So mounting it becomes just as easy. The one thing I'll say to it, sometimes you got to kind of watch that last little strip there, as it does kind of like to get in the way sometimes. But really, what's really easy about it, you can go ahead, take your tire, right, dip it down low, pick it back up, set it right in place, and then it's really easy just to go ahead, slot that just like so, have it nice and secure, which is great. So now this ratcheting arm system does work really, really well. Not going to be popping up unless, of course, I hit that button. That way you know you have a nice secure hold on your bike. So when we are talking about adding anything to our hitch, we definitely have a few more dimensions we got to keep in mind. The big one is going to be for our platform racks, how much clearance we have right here at the bottom. We don't want that making contact with the ground, causing any damage to our carrier or our bikes. Now, as you guys can see, the base has a really good incline here. Definitely not going to be too worrisome. But let's go ahead and see from the ground here to the very end of our carrier. That's putting us at a whopping 23 inches. So almost 2 feet there. Definitely not going to have any issues. Maybe if you start really climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or something like that, just keep in mind as those front tires go up, the back will go down, and so will your hitch mounted accessory. So now the Edge isn't the longest vehicle out there, but let's go ahead and see how much length we're actually adding to the back of our vehicle. So from the bumper here today to the very end, that's going to put you right at 28 and about a quarter. I'd say maybe a half just to be on the safe side. So about 28.25 to half of length being added onto your vehicle. Now that's definitely not too crazy for ourselves. And again, we can quickly shorten that up. We're gonna go right back to that lever we utilized earlier. Instead of tilting down, I'm gonna simply tilt it right up into position. Right here in this stow method, it is excellent. It's rock solid. It's not gonna be making any noise, which is great. And it's really gonna shave down a lot of that space, right? So from the back here of our bumper now to the very end, that's going to be putting you right at 14 inches, which is great. So really reducing that down to almost at half that length. Now we're going to have no trouble getting this in the garage, hopefully, or at the very least, give ourselves a lot more maneuverability when we need to go park it. Moving our way down to the inside, though, here you guys can see we do have a 2-inch shank here today, utilized by, of course, our 2-inch hitch receiver. On the inside of that, you are seeing a nice little alignment pin with a locking core. And, of course, that will be key to our platform locks, which I have regrettably failed to show you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look right at that right now. Right here on the side, we are going to have our locks. So they do have a nice little dust cap as well. All you have to do, pop those out, let it run back on itself, clamp it down, and you can go ahead and start securing each of your bikes. So you're going to have one on each platform, which is really nice because you can go ahead, actually tie one up individually. So maybe you just want to go ahead and just have one individually secured. You will actually have that for yourself. Now moving our way down to the inside, though, we can see where our anti-rattle is really coming from. It's right here on this little knob. What it's doing, we have a cam on the inside of our shank that's going to be tightening and pushing itself up against our hitch receiver, taking all that shake and play out. And as you guys can see, I'm shaking our forward edge here because it's all in line with one system. That takes all that shake and play out, like I said, and now we're going to have a way smoother ride for ourselves, our bike rack, but especially our bikes. On the inside of that, too, you are seeing a little insertion available for your included hex wrench, which can be great to go ahead, really snug it down. And that way, if we have long road trips or we don't want to check it every 50 minutes or so, we can go ahead, 50 miles or so, we can go ahead, really tighten it down, and it'll be nice and secure. Overall, the Kuat NV Base is an excellent bike rack. There's a reason Kuat's up there in those premium line items. A, they got the style right. The matte black looks great. The Kuat NV itself even looks better, in my opinion. But again, just an awesome little bike rack to go ahead and start getting your bikes to that destination. I love how it's interacting here with our edge too. When we have it folded up, not going to have any issues here with our taillights. Your backup camera, you actually get a ton of viewing. I actually was able to drive this guy around for a little bit. The one thing I'll say, it was giving me that sensor reading. If you guys are used to being in the edge, you're going to have that little beep noise. That is prevalent in here. I heard it a lot when I was doing in reverse. The one thing I'll say to that, sometimes Ford lets you go ahead and actually disable those. Now, I can't speak to it exactly because I haven't had the time to mess around with it, but maybe you guys can give that a look. And I think that's going to be an issue you have with almost any platform style rack out there. You might have to look at a hanging style rack if there's no other solutions. But otherwise, guys, I think that about does it for our look at the Kuat NV 2.0 base here on our 2014 Ford Edge. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.